journalist and author Jacques Pauw has been forced to hand over apparently classified documents to the State Security Agency. They formed part of research for his book, The President's Keepers, which was published in 2017. And it had much to do with the then SSA head, Arthur Fraser, who's now been moved to correctional services. Well, he's suing Jacques Pauw for defamation, and he wrote to government in December, who then suddenly ordered the return of evidence after years of these documents being in Pauw's possession. Well, Pauw and his legal team believe that the state is probably aiding Arthur Fraser in the case against him. We've got Jacques on the line now. Jacques, you've had your house broken into. There have been attempts for your laptop to be stolen. If it wasn't stolen, I can't remember exactly. But, I mean, you've been under a campaign of intimidation for quite some time, and you've refused to hand over those documents. What's forced your hand?
Well, what happened is we didn't hand over the documents to the State Security Agency on Monday. What happened on Monday is because we have nothing to hide, and as you say, I've had these documents for years, and I've always admitted that I had these documents. I've used these documents in The President's Keepers. It's been used by other journalists. Other journalists are also in possession of these documents. Anyway, so we got contacted by the State Security after Arthur Fraser contacted the President. He contacted Cyril Ramaphosa and he said to him, hey, that Jacques Pauw over there, who I'm involved with in a defamation case, he's in possession of illegal documents, or he's illegally in possession of classified documents. You must take steps against him. The next moment, the acting Director General of State Security said to me, I must hand the documents back. Now, it's absolutely incredible that Arthur Fraser, after all the evidence of wrongdoing against him, by various investigations by the State Capture Commission, can still send an email to the President and suddenly there's action. Anyway, so we said to the acting Director General of State Security that we have nothing to hide. We will give you copies of the documents we have. Come and fetch them. We leave them for you at the Attorney's office, which we did. We are in conversation with the State Security Agency at the moment because all that Arthur Fraser is trying to do is to prevent us from confronting him with this evidence when we eventually go to court for the defamation case. This is pure intimidation. And we're not going to be intimidated by it. I mean, I've had these documents for a long time. I've been raided. I've had threats of criminal charges. Arthur Fraser tried to ban the book when we published it. So this is just another step by Arthur Fraser of intimidation and trying me to prevent evidence against him.
Jacques, if I understand correctly, I could myself go and make copies of those documents. They are in the public domain. I mean, we've seen them.
Well, some of them are in the public domain. In fact, the State Capture Commission has released 1,183 pages of documentation from the State Security Agency. It's on the State Capture Commission's website. One of the documents that State Security wants has already been declassified. It's on the website. You know, but there's a very, very important principle here. And we are prepared to go to the highest court in the land to defend this. And that is that someone like Arthur Fraser cannot hide behind the Official Secrets Act to hide his dirty washing. You can't abuse legislation to try and hide the misdemeanors you were involved in.
Jacques, just your thoughts quickly on Arthur Fraser, and I know that the Zondo Commission is going to deal with the allegations against him and make recommendations in his third tranche of his report. But why does he seemingly still hold sway in government structures and, within this case, it would seem the presidency?
Well, I wish I had the answers, and I'm asking the question like everyone else. What does he have on the president? It just seems as though, he doesn't have any standing anymore. He's been completely torpedoed by all the evidence against him. Yet he still goes to the president, and it seems as though the president accepted and received his email? I wish I could answer that question.
Secrets and lies, Jacques, secrets and lies. That was journalist and author Jacques Pauw.